Imagine a world without blue. A world where the vast canvas of the sky and the deep mysteries of the ocean couldn't be captured in the fabrics we wore, the art we created, or the stories we told. For centuries across most of the globe, that was largely the reality. Before indigo, before the vibrant, mesmerizing blue of indigo dye graced our world, colors were precious, often difficult to extract, and limited in their palette. Reds came from madder root, yellows from turmeric or saffron, but a truly brilliant, lasting blue? That was the elusive dream of dyers and artisans for millennia. And then, from the lush, fertile lands of ancient India, a miracle unfolded. The precise moment is lost to the mists of time, but what we do know is that early civilizations here discovered a plant, a humble shrub that held within its leaves the secret to the most magnificent blue the world had ever seen, the Indigofera tinctoria plant. It wasn't a simple discovery. The process of extracting indigo is an art, a science, and a marvel of ancient chemistry.
Leaves were harvested, fermented, and then oxidized, revealing the deep blue pigment that had been hidden within. It was a transformation, a burst of color brought forth from the earth itself. Suddenly, a new language of color was spoken. Indigo wasn't just a dye, it was a revolution. It adorned kings and queens, signifying royalty and divinity. It was woven into the everyday clothes of the common people, bringing beauty and distinction. It became a symbol of status, of spirituality, and of incredible artistic skill. From the delicate patterns of resist dyeing to the bold swaths of solid blue, indigo became synonymous with Indian craftsmanship. But the allure of indigo couldn't be contained within India's borders. As word spread, so too did the trade routes. Indian indigo, known for its superior quality and brilliant hue, became a coveted commodity. It traveled across oceans and continents, transforming wardrobes and influencing cultures from Rome to Japan. It was one of India's most valuable exports, a testament to its ingenuity and natural bounty. For the ancient Egyptians, this blue was much more than just a color. It was the Nile, the very source of life, and the color of the heavens. Indigo-dyed textiles, whether directly sourced or influenced by Indian trade, have been discovered in ancient Egyptian tombs, even wrapped around mummies. In their culture, blue symbolized divinity, rebirth, and immortality, making the magnificent, lasting blue of indigo truly a sacred and powerful commodity. The Greeks and Romans came to know this miraculous pigment, calling it indicon, which literally means blue, arrived from India. It arrived as an item of sheer luxury, traded by Arab merchants, so incredibly valuable that it was often used as a pigment for painting or cosmetics, rather than for dyeing the clothes of the common masses. In Europe, the situation was fundamentally different. Europeans possessed a native blue dye called woad, but it was an inferior product. The color was dull, lacked vibrancy, and simply couldn't stand up against the richness and permanence of the Indian import. When new sea routes were established later on, bringing indigo directly to European ports like Lisbon and Genoa, demand exploded dramatically. The wealthy aristocracy craved that deep, royal blue that only Indian indigo could provide. It immediately became a powerful status symbol, completely replacing the native woad in the high-end market.
For centuries, India remained the undisputed heart of indigo production. But with the advent of European colonialism, particularly the British Raj, the story of indigo took a darker turn. The British East India Company, eager to capitalize on this immensely profitable dye, aggressively expanded indigo cultivation in India. Indian farmers were often coerced or forced to grow indigo instead of food crops, leading to widespread famine and destitution. They were paid meager wages, exploited, and often faced brutal oppression if they resisted. The very plant that brought beauty and prosperity to the world became a tool of colonial exploitation. The echoes of this injustice resonated in the Champaran district of Bihar in the early 20th century. Here, the Tinkatiya system forced farmers to cultivate indigo on a portion of their land, often without fair compensation, pushing them further into poverty and debt. This was the backdrop against which a young lawyer recently returned from South Africa made his entry into Indian politics. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. In 1917, he arrived in Champaran not with weapons, but with a revolutionary idea: Satyagraha, or truth force. He listened to the farmers' grievances, documented their suffering, and instilled in them a spirit of non-violent resistance. Gandhi's methodical approach, his unwavering commitment to truth, and his ability to unite the oppressed challenged the mighty British administration. His Champaran Satyagraha became a turning point. It was India's first successful civil disobedience movement, forcing the British to abolish the oppressive Tinkatiya system and grant the farmers some relief. This dark chapter in Indigo's history stands as a stark reminder of the human cost behind global commodities. But it also shines a light on the power of collective, non-violent resistance to overcome injustice. The Champaran movement proved that even against overwhelming odds, truth and courage could prevail. Today, the story of indigo continues, though in different forms. Synthetic indigo, developed in the late 19th century, made the dye accessible and affordable on a global scale. It's the iconic blue of our denim jeans, a color so ubiquitous we often forget its ancient origins. Yet, the legacy of natural indigo endures. Artisans worldwide are rediscovering and revitalizing traditional indigo dyeing methods, cherishing its sustainable practices and the unique beauty of its organic hues. From high fashion to small batch craft, the magic of the indigo plant, first unearthed in India, continues to inspire. The journey of indigo from a humble plant in ancient India to a global phenomenon is a testament to human ingenuity, cultural exchange, and, unfortunately, exploitation. But ultimately, it's a story of enduring beauty, a color that connects us through history, reminding us that even the simplest discovery can leave an indelible mark on the fabric of our world. This is Bharat Unbound, and the story of indigo stands as proof of our resilience, our sorrow, and our legacy.